Hello everyone, Auvbri here, and welcome back to part 2 of the Parenthood speed build. So before we start this build off, I really want to say real quick, leave this video a big like if you enjoyed it, and why don't subscribe to this channel if you enjoy my content. Click the little notification bell to get a notification every single time I upload. And yeah, let's just jump right into the build here. So as I said last time, this build is inspired by the Dunphy house in Modern Family. So I kind of took some ideas from that and my own ideas and kind of tried to combine them. And this build is all centered around the interior of the house. So it's actually quite a large house. Like, it's probably the biggest house I've done that took this long to do. I was planning on doing the Oswald Estates interior at some point, but just seeing how long this actually took to do, I feel like the Oswald Estate would just take 400 times longer to do. So this actually took almost 2.5 hours, 3 hours to do just the interior. And as I said in part 1, the reason why I chose to split it up into 2 parts is because the outside took such a long time, but the inside here took so much more time than I actually anticipated. So it's quite a long build, almost at the 25 minutes mark. So yeah, this build has a lot of rooms. So we have the master bedroom. We have a teenage girl's room, we have a toddler's room, a guest bedroom, we have 2 living room spaces. So this is kind of what I would call the family space, and the other living room is what we would call the living room. And then we have an office, we have a gym, and we have 3 bathrooms. So one of the bathrooms is an ensuite to the master bedroom, and then a very large kitchen area with an open area right into the living room, and we also have the dining room area there as well. And yeah, there's just a lot of things going on here, but I do have to say, I think that this is the best build, in my personal opinion, that I have ever done. So I'm so in love with how this turned out, and just the amount of stuff that came with the Parenthood game pack is just so amazing. I'm so in love with almost all the stuff that came with that pack. Was just right up my alley, and just something that I've wanted for a very long time. So it's kind of like these very basic American looking things, and I'm super in love with that. So yeah. So we've done the family space now, and we're just kind of working on the office area here, which is kind of directly linked to the family space. So I was just trying to figure out if she could actually use these bookcases if I put them behind a kind of arch, a doorway arch. So they are not actually usable. So all of those you're gonna see throughout the build, because I use that a lot. I really do like how it look, but all of those you're gonna see throughout the build is not usable. So we have a lot of these bookcases not usable. It's totally for decorational purpose only. I just think it looks so good to kind of have the bookcases kind of disappear into the wall. I think it's a very nice thing, and I'm really happy about how it turned out. So yeah, the living the office area here, I tried to kind of make it kind of a parent's area for like a parent to work in, and just because it is in direct open area into the family space, I also wanted it to feel kind of like a big room. So I tried to have the colors kind of match throughout the build. So in this build, we use a lot of different types of colors, and the base color of the walls is going to be blue, gray-ish, and then we kind of just work off of that. So the yellow color we have in the kitchen here is just a placeholder for now. And upstairs, of course, the different rooms have different types of colors. So what I'm doing now, it was just, I didn't actually know what to do with that room that we see behind all of the paintings. So I decided to do a guest bedroom, just because that was the best thing I could figure out what to do with it. And it seems to me like a lot of these types of houses, like these really big family houses, always have some sort of guest rooms in the house. So I thought a little guest room could be a nice touch to kind of tuck in behind here. It's not the biggest room, and that's why I feel like a guest room was a really nice way to kind of just finish out the room. So one thing you're not going to see in this build is me doing the toilets or the bathrooms. They are done, and you're going to see screenshots of them in the end, but I did that as the very last thing. And there's two reasons for that. Just because I could see how long this was actually going to turn out to be of a build. It took, like, I'm not even kidding, a really long time to do just the interior here, because I tried to throw in so much detail that I could to kind of make it feel like a real lived-in space. So I wanted it to feel as realistic as possible. So a lot of decorations and stuff like that. But also, I totally lost my train of thought there. Okay. Can't remember what I was just talking about. I just totally lost it. So moving on. Here we have the kitchen. And this is probably one of my favorite rooms in the house. I really do think this turned out so freaking nice. So it's a very, very big kitchen, and it has like, again, this American vibe over it. So I tried to kind of make it its own style, but still kind of having it fit in with the rest of the build. So this is going to be one big open space. So the kitchen and living room is kind of joined together. Yeah, I'm just super happy about how this turned out. I'm so in love with this house, and I'm gonna say that a lot throughout this build. I'm super in love with this house, and I totally just remembered what I was just talking about before I lost my train of thought. So the bathrooms. The one thing, I chose not to do the bathrooms on screen just because I could see how long this actually took to build, and just for the sake of it, I threw in some screenshots because there is 3 types of bathrooms. So we have the one downstairs here, which is kind of like a all-around family bathroom. Then we have the one upstairs, which is the kids' bathroom. So I know there's only kind of like a teenage girl in this that's gonna use this bathroom at this moment. But I would like to think that the toddler's room would kind of grow up to be a boy or something at some point in the future, and then it kind of makes sense to have like this really big kids bathroom. So it's quite large, and I just love the thing that you can do with these kind of houses, this kind of style, is to kind of just, bigger is good, and that's also something I really got an eye opener for in this build. I mean, I do have to say, doing this kind of style of house, which is very, very inspired by American sitcom culture. It just kind of opened my eyes to how big houses really can get. And once you start fill that with clutter, like I'm doing now, and putting in all of these furniture and all that stuff, that's gonna be there, it just starts to feel so small. And you can just see it with the kitchen here. It's a very big kitchen, but I actually had to take my sim and have her use the dining room spot, just because I wasn't actually sure that it could fit there. So it actually turned out to be quite a large house. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how large this is and how many rooms is actually in this house on this small lot. But I'm totally in love with how it turned out, and I'm super, super satisfied the way that everything just turned out with this house. So yeah, we're just working on what I call the living room. So the other one was the family space. This is the living room. And again, doing that thing with the bookcases behind kind of this little arch. And I really love how that looks. I mean, it just makes it look a bit more realistic in my mind. And again, actually, when I was actually recording this, at some point when I started doing the kitchen and moved over to the living room, my game actually started to lag a bit. Just because of the sheer amount of things that is in this build. I mean, it's actually kind of ridiculous. If you look at all of the items outside, and all the plants and stuff like that, and then we're gonna move inside, and I'm just gonna put thousands more stuff in here, I can kind of see why it would lag. And for all you guys who's gonna say, Auvbri, it's your computer, no, trust me on that, it's not my computer, because I have a custom built computer that I built myself, and with all of the best parts in it. So I know it's not gonna be my computer that can handle it. I think it's just something with the game not being able to handle all that stuff at once. And I know that's a problem in most simulation games like The Sims and even Planet Coaster, which is also something I play. Sometimes when your park gets too big, the frame rate starts to just dip. So yeah, I guess that's just something you're gonna have to get used to. So I had this room here, and I do believe in Modern Family that this at some point was a bathroom and then became an office. And I'm really certain of this because there was one episode where Phil and Luke and his girls wanted to go on the trampoline or trapeze or whatever, and Luke had to pretend to go to the emergency room, so he had to take some fake blood, and there was like blood everywhere. And then there was some other episode where it suddenly turned into a office, and yeah, that's just something that happens in sitcoms, I guess. So yeah, we don't have that much more to do here, because again, we're not gonna do the bathroom in this speed build. You're gonna see screenshots of it, and I'm gonna explain to you what the kind of bathroom is, where it belongs and stuff. But you're not gonna actually see me do it. So upstairs here is where I actually struggle to to actually mimic the Modern Family builds, just because the upstairs layout that you actually see, like with Alex and Haley's room and Luke's room and all that stuff, it doesn't actually match up to what you see outside, from the outside. So when you see the house from the outside, stuff just don't line up. So this is where I had to take some creative liberties, and I decided to make this long room a teenage girl's room. So I tried to make it a bit more mature than I usually do. Make teenage girls room, and I wanted it to also kind of feel like a real girls room. So there came like in the Parenthood game pack, there was like all this clutter for the floor, and I threw in like a little bookcase. So this is not meant to be like Haley's room or something. This is purely my own fantasy, my own imagination. That's the word I was looking for. This is purely my own imagination. So it's mostly the downstairs main rooms, like the kitchen and the living room, where I kind of took the inspiration from Modern Family, and the rest of the build is just kind of me going around doing what I do. So yeah. So the room, or kind of hall, whatever you want to call it, right when you walk up through the staircase, I needed something to fill the area here, and I thought, what better way to just fill it with stuff, seating areas, all that kind of good things, clutter, and just trying to generally make it look like a nice place. And then I thought, okay, so one thing that's actually very common in American houses, it's kind of like having these wall lights all around the place. So I kind of threw some of those in there, and then I was kind of looking at the master bedroom here, which was a hugely, ridiculously huge room. Like, I'm not even kidding. As you can see here, it's just like you can make a starter home from the amount of space that was in this master bedroom. So I tried to do something different here. So I wanted to have a walk-in closet kind of behind the wall, but I also wanted to have a big closet space. So kind of created this little hallway that goes into kind of like where we're gonna create a fake closet area, and in the back we're gonna have an ensuite bathroom for the master bedroom. And yeah, so that's what we kind of did. So in the master bedroom here, I, as you can see, had a lot of space, and I wanted it to kind of feel like a space where the parents could go without their kids going in there. So kind of like a safe haven. So I kind of created like this mini living room kind of type thing, where we kind of have a television and stuff here as well. And yeah, as you can see here, also the kind of big closet in the back. So I kind of took all of these closet, what are those called? Cabinets? No. Dressers, that was the word. So I took these dressers and kind of stacked them up on top of each other to kind of create the illusion that we have one big closet area. And excuse me. And then I needed to kind of create like this fake living room area, just kind of the parents' area. And yeah, that's kind of it for the master bedroom. And again, the bathrooms are gonna be shown in screenshots in the end, so don't worry about that. But they kind of all look like they all have the same style, so there's nothing really special going on there. And here we have the last room that I'm gonna do in the speed build, which is the toddler's room. And I really do like doing these rooms. I don't know why. There's just something nice about having to do these rooms and kind of get in the mind of a child and kind of figure out what that could look like. And I think it turned out super cute. It's it's fairly standard, I guess. I tried to make it look nice, and to be honest, I didn't actually know that I wanted this to be a toddler room. When I started this build, this was going to be just another regular room. But you know, as things progress, things change. And it turned into a toddler room. So yeah, that's all good. And here we have the screenshot. So this is right when you walk into the place. And here you can kind of see it from another angle. As you can kind of see in the back here. Here we have the family space looking really awesome. And just from another angle, so you can kind of look into the office area here. Which is kind of like dad's or mom's work area, which I think it's quite alright. For them to have their own room to work in. So here we have the guest room. Nothing special. And this is the bathroom that joins the guest room and the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen. So here we have the hallway that kind of goes down, so you can kind of go into the living room or the kitchen, which we have here. Very, very large kitchen, but I do really like how this turned out. So you can kind of see into the dining room and into the main living room, kind of having a look down the hallway, which leads into the living room here. And just from another angle, you can kind of go out to the porch if that's what you like, and look into the kitchen. Here we have the gym, and upstairs here, the kind of upstairs room, kind of little seating area, the toddler room, looking very cute, and the teenage girls room with a lot of clutter and stuff on the walls. And just another look here from the back where we kind of have her walk-in closet, which is nice. And this is the bathroom for the two kids' rooms. And it's a fairly big bathroom. And the master bedroom here, also looking really nice. I'm super happy about how this turned out as well. And here you can kind of see the big closet in the back here as we move into the ensuite bathroom that kind of follows the trend of the bathrooms. And here we have the outside. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave it a big like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. This house can be found on a gallery right now, so if you want it, you can definitely download it. Just search Auvbri, you should be able to find it. And there's nothing else for me to say other than have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.